billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ashrafil mursaleen. Sayyidina wa mawlana Muhammadan Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Madi Sayyidi ya Rasul Kareem, ya Habib al-Azim, Zulhanina wa Ishfalina wa Abidina wa Madadakum wa Nazarakum. Madi Sayyidi Sultan al-Awliya, Mawsha Abu Faiz al-Dagestani, Zoshi Muhammadan Azamad al-Haqqani, Madi Sayyidi ya Mawlana Shaykh Hisham Kabani, wa Zulhanina wa Ishfalina wa Abidina wa Madadakum wa Nazarakum. Inshallah ta'ala fi hajj masjid, wa ana abduk al-ajis, da'if, miskin, zahir, jahal. And if not by the grace of Allah I cease to exist. We are from the schools of tarbiyah, and these titles are a danger, and these recognitions are a danger, and that to think ourselves of something is a danger that distances the servant from Allah. Allah reminding that be nothing, and know that you are verily an oppressor to yourself, and don't put a title upon your name, don't call yourself with anything, just try to reach the reality of servanthood, which is an impossible reality. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ati Allah, ati Rasul, ulul amri minkum. And to take a life in the tariq and the turuqs, they come to teach us adab and teach us manners in which to reach to Allah's satisfaction, reach to the satisfaction of Sayyidina Muhammad, and that the ulul to be happy with us. The ulul in which you see, and more important, the ulul in which you don't see. This majlis has a majlis of people sitting on the floor, and there's a majlis right above your head in the world of light that's taking place. That majlis is far more superior, that majlis is far more powerful. By good character, by good manners, Allah open for us their support. Means the way of adab opens that support. We were going to talk of something, but the direction changed. A reminder for myself tonight is that every bad character that we exhibit, it can be fixed. And they take from holy hadith of Prophet that who knows himself will know his Lord, and make it a path in which in our life we're going to take is that, Ya Rabbi, I'm not going to stop until I know myself, so that I can understand Lordship. Means Rabb, they want to understand that every time we read Rabb is not in reference to Allah. Rabb al-Bayt means the Lord of the house. Rabb al-Shar means the Lord of the city, a governor. If you translate the word incorrectly, you take yourself very far from marifah. Rabb, and to understand Rabbaniyun means lordship. And what Prophet inspiring within the heart of people, that for you to know your Lord, you have to know yourself. Means there are many Rabbs, many Lords governing me. Don't think Rabbi al-Ala, that Allah is the one. Allah said, if I was governing you, you would walk on water. You'd be awliya, from highest of darajat of awliya. But what governing you is the Rabb of all your bad characters. Anybody smoking here? His Rabb is a smoker, is a cigarette. Anyone drinking here? His Rabb is drinking. Anyone yelling here and being angry, his Rabb is qadar, which is the opposite of iman. Every characteristic that we have that Allah not pleased with, it's a Rabb over the servant. Why? Because it's Lord. If it wasn't Lord, you would stop your smoking. If it wasn't the Lord, you would stop your drinking. If it wasn't Lord over you, you wouldn't have ghadab and anger. You wouldn't have waswas, you wouldn't have backbiting. How many backbiting? That they go to other groups and talk bad. As soon as you talk bad, it take all the hisab of your hasanat out. There's no way to lose hasanat except through backbiting. And you lose hasanat. You can do many sayyat and no problem, it doesn't take your hasanat away. You still will have light. The only one who becomes bankrupt is the one who backbites. Oh, the hasanat will drain out from that servant until they become darkened. And they give all their good to the one they're backbiting. So shaykhs have many people who backbite them. Why? Because there's a flow of goodness coming to them. There are people who go and people curse them. Yeah, it's good. They curse as much as you want, because all your good things are going to come to that servant, and they dump you with the garbage. But they feel pity, and then, Ya Rabbi, don't transfer that account. I'll carry their burden, leave their goodness with them. Means that the way of reaching realities and reaching Allah's rida and satisfaction. The first zikr, Ilahi anta maqsoodi wa ridat matloob. I'm begging your forgiveness and I'm seeking your rida and satisfaction with me. My whole life the zikr is, Ya Rabbi, I'm begging your forgiveness. Ilahi anta maqsoodi wa ridat matloob. I'm begging your forgiveness and I'm seeking your rida. Then Allah replying, you want my rida? Then follow that hadith in your life. Then follow the hadith in which you'll know yourself to know what is governing you. And the awliya come into our lives and teach us that every bad characteristic you have, don't put it upon people, but put it upon yourself. And you will begin to master that characteristic. You can't rid it, you can't get rid of it, you're not of that level. If that level comes, order from Prophet ﷺ, they put you into khalwa. In the khalwa they will kill the characteristics. But if we're not reaching that, what awliya come into our lives and teach us that the characteristic that you have, that you know Allah's not pleased with, you know your family is not pleased with, you know that you're not pleased with, you talk too much. There are people who talk too much and they want to talk to other people. So what then they come and tell us? No, don't give anybody a sobat. Don't give anybody a lecture. Sit down in your dark room, turn your salawats and talk to yourself. Give yourself a talk. Every night, talk to yourself. Give that nisa and that advice to yourself. Don't give it to people. You didn't reach anything to give to people. Means you can't give what you don't have. You're giving only your bad characteristic away. The isharat of guidance and permission to speak has to come from ati Allah. Allah sends to Prophet ﷺ's heart a permission, ijaza, sultanan nasira. Sultanan nasira means isharat from Prophet ﷺ to the hand of that awliya, and the awliya Allah bring them and say, you have a ijaza to speak. That permission from Prophet ﷺ, from Allah in the presence of sultanan nasira. Awliya Allah, they're not empty, they have certificates from Prophet ﷺ. Sultan al-Nasira means they came through the Bab al-Siddiq, they entered into that presence, they leave through the Siddiq, but they enter into the presence of Sultan al-Nasira. Sultan signs, you have an ijazah from us. If you don't have that ijazah, don't talk to anyone, talk to yourself. Sit in your room and keep giving yourself a sobat. Because you're the one in need most for talking, not the other people. If you have anger, this is how to conquer the bad character. You have anger and you go home and you exhibit your anger and zulumat on your entire family. For what? Allah is going to be fed up with it. If Allah's ghadab comes, you die in a state that you don't want to die. You don't want to die in a state of disbelief, in a state of ghadab where all the family want to testify against you. So they say, if you have ghadab and anger, beat yourself. Put that anger upon yourself. Every night sit down, say, Ya Rabbi, how I have this kind of ghadab? Take a stick and beat yourself. Some awliya were very hard on themselves. Abu Yazid, Bistami Qaddasallahu Sirruh, he pulled an eye out because his nazar went to the wrong place when he looked at somebody. They put many tremendous difficulties which Prophet ﷺ was not happy with. Don't oppress your physical body and rip yourself to pieces, but they want us to understand that before you're going to yell at somebody in your home, they're reminding, yell at yourself, go into the closet and start screaming at yourself that, Ya Rabbi, why I can't control this anger, and let me to be angry at myself, and begin to punish yourself. Said that, oh, this self of you that you're doing like this, you don't get to eat your favorite biryani. You don't get to have chai anymore. Punish yourself. Tell somebody to get a stick and beat you. If you you have to do something. You cannot allow our lives to oppress other people and just think that this goes on and I keep oppressing. This hadith of Prophet ﷺ is inspiring to Prophet that they want to reach the marifah, then teach them every bad characteristic they have. Exhibit that character upon yourself. Be angry with yourself. Be jealous with yourself. You want to talk to yourself and begin to condition yourself, and as soon as you sit and isolate yourself, it's like a khalwa. You go into the closet, you go into an area that is just for you, you play salawat, you play Qur'an, and begin to put those characters onto yourself. Be angry. So angry, and be angry at yourself. Ya Rabbi, I'm failing in everything. I'm not reaching any darajat. Whatever dress you're giving to me, as soon as I have qadab, I lost it and I entered into kufr. Because anger is the opposite of iman. Every character that we exhibit, put upon ourselves. Save the zulumat of the family and the neighbors and the children and people. As soon as we can exhibit the character upon ourselves, then the perfection begins, because the servant begins to recognize their sickness. When you don't know something, it's ignorance. When you don't know that you don't know, you're double jeopardy crazy. Big trouble. The one whom Allah loves, when he knows his sickness. Ya Rabbi, I know I'm doing bad. I know that I'm failing. That's why we started. أنا عبدك العجيز الضعيف ومسكين وظالم. I'm a zalim to myself, Ya Rabbi, it's not changing, I'm not changing. My practices are not changing that. If you think your salah is going to change your character, why for 30 years it hasn't changed? You think your zakah is going to change your character? Why 30 years it hasn't changed? You think your hajj is going to change your character? No, some people come crazier from hajj. They go there, they think, wow, now I got to clean, I'm going to destroy everyone. And I go back again and clean myself for hajj. It's not Islam. No. Means then why these characters are not changing? Because you're not attending the right associations. The associations of zikr and mahfil with awliyaullah and guides, they have the ability to change the character of people. وَكُنُوا مَعَ الصَّادِقِينَ. Allah says, have taqwa and keep the company of the sadiqeen, keep the company of pious people whom Allah has authorized them. They emit a light, they emit a guidance. Every talk is a dress upon the soul. Every association is a rising of darajat, because we don't see the association. You think your soul is in here. Your soul is a light that encompasses everywhere. You're only thinking of the body, whom Allah authorized their ruh, their soul. Their soul fills the room. When they make the zikr, everybody's soul is raised into those associations. They go light, all their burdens taken away, many lights put upon them, lights that you didn't get in your salah because it's not from your darajat, lights that you didn't get from your zakah because you didn't reach that reality. Why then Allah says, I'm with the jama, we're Ahl Sunnah wa jama. This jama means that you don't know somebody in that jama, maybe one of them and maybe hidden. As soon as you come into the associations of jama, if you make zikr in jama, you pray in jama, you do mahfil in jama, what's the benefit? There may be one of those servants that zikr will be raised in their darajat, not the zikr that you're doing, the zikr that they're doing in the presence with Prophet ﷺ, in the presence of awliyaullah, in the presence of ashab al-Nabi ﷺ. I mean, so many realities that can't even be imagined. We think from outside the box, they want us to think from the soul. But most important for these darajats to open is then to come against my bad character. Don't come against people, don't bother people, don't yell at people, don't scream at people, don't cheat people. Don't cheat yourself, come against ourselves. Be angry with myself that, Ya Rabbi, I'm losing everything, I'm going to be bankrupt in your presence. At any moment my heart can stop, I'm going to be meeting you, and I'm not meeting you like what I'm saying in my wudu. I'm asking to be from tawabin or mutahireen, and that's not true. I'm not making that tawbah, I'm not reaching to those realities. Ya Rabbi, let me to reach and let me not to be a munafiq. You have to talk to yourself. Allah loved the relationship with Sayyidina Ibrahim because of his dialogue, his intimacy. The intimacy, Ya Rabbi, I don't want to be a munafiq for people. I don't want to go talk to them one way and in my back I know what I'm doing. That led me to destroy that disbelief. Led me to destroy that bad characteristic. Ya Rabbi, please help me. And then they spend all night crying. They make their area of tafakkur and they cry. Ya Rabbi, let me put my anger and zulmat upon myself. Let me put all my munafiqeen and all my incorrect character upon myself. Let it to go, Ya Rabbi. Don't let me to die into this state. And Allah begin to guide the servant, begin to guide the servant. And then begin to inspire the servant that attend the associations of zikrullah, attends the associations of mafid in which your life can be changed, the characteristics can be changed, and these realities and advices can begin to come. Subhanallah Rabbil Izzati amma yasifun. As-salamu ala al-mursaleen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa. وبسر سورة الفاتحة. Everybody sees the fault in other people, and this is the nature of this dunya now. Everything always on the other side. I can find the faults of everybody. Oh, that one's like that, and this one like that, and that one like that, but we never see the fault in myself. That's why they say, put rock in your mouth and don't find fault in anyone until you've resolved all the faults within yourself. We'd probably be in the grave by that time and we would have had the best of character, inshaAllah. We give salat and salams.
Sidana Nabi, Sidana Nabi, Sidana Nabi. سيدنا النبي